Hello everyone and welcome to another casual review. Today I will be talking about Disney Princess Royal Adventure. I was originally planning on being a little tongue-in-cheek about this review. I picked this game up for, I think, $2 way back when, just kind of as a joke. For some reason or another, I finally decided to play through this game. Before you judge me, I just want to say that less people probably beat this game than Sekiro or Bloodborne or Dark Souls, so who's the real gamer here, you or me? I know that this is supposed to be like a shovelware for beginner gamers, you know, it's not something to be really taken seriously, but I will do my best to report on this video game for the Game Boy Advance. So the game starts out as we pan in on Lily. There's no panning, it's like still images, but Lily, she's a girl who works at Castle Bright. And Castle Bright is a sentient castle that can talk. I'm not sure if just to Lily or to anyone who enters the premises. Inside Castle Bright are 6 magical tiaras. I believe the Disney princesses are the ones who dropped off these 6 tiaras, and they're magical, and that's what made Castle Bright come to life. Lots of magic in this Disney world. Lily, she is entrusted with taking care of Castle Bright, but you know, she never really felt at home. She's just looking for a place in the world like the rest of us. Really relatable, this character, Lily. Oh no. Now that the annual celebration for the Castle Bright is coming up, the 6 tiaras are missing. They are gone, and so Lily is entrusted with finding the location of the 6 tiaras. Now, this game would be pretty tolerable if there was a run button or a fast travel, something like that to get Lily around, but no, she just has to slowly walk everywhere. Kind of picture like the original Pokemon games, but without bikes, without the HM Fly. You seriously just have to walk everywhere, and you're backtracking a ton. So the gameplay loop pretty much works like this. You're in Castle Bright. Castle Bright talks to Lily. She's like, hey, go check the library. Maybe the library will have a hint on where the tiaras are. And you go to the library, and then you got to play this little mini game. Lots of little mini games here, and they are pretty simple, obviously, because it's for a beginner gamer audience. There is a little timer that you have to do before the sun hits the sad cloud or something like that. But they are pretty generous with the time, so don't feel rushed. In the library, the mini game is like a basic match 2 mini game. You know, you kind of know what to expect here. So once you play the match mini game, the library says like, oh, there's a princess at this location, and you're like, okay. And then the castle's like, go talk to the gardener. So the gardener's like, oh man, I really wish I could tell you where to go, but maybe if I had new shoes, I could tell you where to go. And you're like, okay. So then you walk over to the village and you talk to the tailor, and the tailor's like, oh man, I would love to make you these shoes, but I really need you to match up these colored outfits. So another minigame initiates, and you're just matching a hat, a dress, and some shoes with the same color. So then you do that, and they're like, okay, thanks for helping me out. Here's some shoes. And then you go to the gardener, and the gardener's like, oh man, I really actually don't know where to go, but I did hear that the guy who works on gems knows a little bit about where to go. And you're like, oh, okay. So then you go to the gem person, and the gems guy's like, all right, I will tell you where to go, but I really need you to help me out sorting out these gems. So then another minigame starts where it's like empty shapes, and the gem will be to the right, and you have to match the gem shape with the empty container, if that makes any sense. So you play that minigame, and then the guy's like, oh, okay, it turns out I heard some rumblings that there's something special up in the mountains. So then you're like, okay. Then you walk all the way up to the mountain, and then you'll come across like a gate. Like, I could go on and on, but that's basically the gameplay. You're just walking back and forth. Occasionally you'll play like a basic mini game, but that's pretty much the meat and potatoes of the game, is just walking back and forth. And if I had a run button at least, this game would be tolerable, but it is infuriating how slow Lily walks. Her dress changes colors as the game goes on. Like during each gameplay loop, her dress has to be a certain color in order to progress to the princess. I really wish there was a way that you could just choose what dress you want to wear rather than it being situational. But I guess it kind of makes sense because, like, if I'm going to go see Belle, I need a yellow dress, right? Because that's like Belle's dress color. Or if I'm going to see Ariel, it would be like a blue dress because it's like water. And at one time she does wear a blue dress in the film, so it does kind of match the princess. But I wish at least some customization you would be able to choose Lily's dress color. So eventually you'll come across one of the Disney princesses. And by then, it's kind of like at least exciting because it's like a familiar character that you recognize. And the Disney princess will say, "Oh, my animal friend is lost. Go find my animal friend." So you'll go find, like, say, I'm helping Jasmine. I'll go find her tiger's name. I don't remember her tiger's name. You'll go find her tiger, bring the tiger back to Jasmine. Jasmine will say, I don't know where the tiaras are, but here's a magical item. So Jasmine, for instance, will give you a magic lamp. And you'll be like, oh, okay. And then you'll go back to the Castle Bright, and then you'll repeat the process over again, looking for another Disney princess. And each Disney princess will give you like a magical item, but nobody knows where these tiaras are. So finally, I want to say this game took maybe between 1 to 2 hours to beat. You'll get the 6 magical items, but you'll have no idea where the tiaras are. And the castle's like, man, I think I know where the tiaras are. Go play one last minigame at the library. You'll do the matching game, and then you'll come across this pathway, this gauntlet, if you will. This is like a victory road, if you will. This is where all you've learned is put to the test. So you'll just come across these roadblocks like a giant chasm, and you'll be like, oh man, I don't know how to cross this chasm, but the Castle Bright told me to believe in myself. I have these magic glass slippers that Cinderella gave me. Now a bridge has appeared across the chasm. So then you cross the chasm, and just you'll come across the 6 roadblocks that the 6 magical items will help you with. And then you find a cottage who is also sentient, probably because it has the 6 tiaras. And the cottage is like, oh man, I'm so sad and lonely. The animal critters stole the tiaras from Castle Bright, brought them to me to cheer me up. Do these tiaras belong to you? Lily's like, yeah, I'm sorry that you feel lonely. I'm going to take these tiaras, though, and we have this celebration going on. So then you have the celebration, and then Lily goes to live in the cottage because she finally found her place in the world. She finally found a place where she belongs. The sentient cottage is happy because it's not alone anymore, and that's the end of the game. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You kind of know what to expect with a game like this. The music is pretty repetitive. I think there's only like 3 tracks in here. They're fine. They're just kind of ho-hum. Graphically, I think it looks fine for like a Game Boy Advance game. As far as extras go, you can, in the main menu, replay any minigame that you want. You can look at the tutorial for the minigame. You can choose your difficulty for the minigame. You can view all the still images that you saw as you play through, like Lily interacting with Jasmine. Then you can see the ending cutscene. Even if you haven't beaten the game, you can just watch the end cutscene if you want. I'm not like mad about the game or anything like that. It is shovelware. I just wish that I could run or fast travel. That would also drastically reduce the game time, though, because you have to backtrack back and forth just walking, and it takes forever. Like, I'm gonna give this game a 1 out of 5, but I'm not mad about it. But it definitely is a bad game for sure. So yeah, that's my review of Disney Princess Royal Adventure. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about this game. I 100% completed this game, so I know everything about it. I will be happy to answer any questions that you have. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys later. Bye!